The day started like any other in Oakwood Heights. I watched from our front porch as my 10-year-old son, Ethan, walked to the bus stop at the end of our cul-de-sac. We'd moved in 3 months ago. The HOA had some ridiculous rules, sure, but we were adjusting. Then my phone rang. It was Ethan. "Dad," he said, his voice trembling. "There's a lady at the bus stop yelling at me about my backpack. She says it violates rules and I can't wait here." I could hear a shrill voice in the background. I grabbed my keys, but I didn't take my department vehicle. Sometimes it's better not to lead with your position. As I approached, I saw her. Meticulously highlighted blonde hair in the classic, "Can I speak to the manager?" cut. Karen Whitfield. She was gesturing wildly at Ethan's Marvel superhero backpack. "Excuse me," I said, my voice firm. "Is there a problem?" Karen spun around. "Yes. I'm the HOA president, and your son is in clear violation of our community aesthetic guidelines." I put a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "What exactly is the violation?" Karen pulled out her phone and scrolled aggressively. Section 12, Paragraph 3. All items visible from community property must conform to the neighborhood color palette of earth tones and neutrals. This monstrosity is bright red and blue. You're telling me a child's backpack, which carries school books, violates rules because it's colorful? "Rules are rules," she snapped. "If we let one child bring a garish backpack, soon we'll have chaos. Property values will plummet." I explained that he was a child waiting for a bus. Karen's face flushed. "Don't you lecture me. I've been president for 6 years. Your son needs to leave this stop immediately or I'll call security." I couldn't help but chuckle. Security for a backpack? But then the bus pulled up, and Karen stepped between my son and the curb. "He's not getting on that bus from this stop," she said. "Not with that backpack." That was the moment I stopped being the new neighbor. "Ms. Whitfield," I said, my tone dropping an octave. "I'm not only Ethan's father. I'm Chief Jackson Reynolds of the Oakwood Police Department. You're currently preventing a minor from accessing public school transportation. That's obstruction." Her eyes widened, but she didn't back down. Being police chief doesn't exempt you from HOA rules. She actually grabbed my arm as I guided Ethan toward the bus. Her acrylic nails dug into my skin. "Please don't put your hands on me again," I said quietly. Ethan boarded the bus, looking back nervously. Karen jabbed a finger toward my chest. "You've just made a serious enemy. I'm calling an emergency meeting. We'll see how well your family fits in when you're facing daily fines." "I look forward to it," I replied. "And I'll bring the county code enforcement officer as my guest." I arrived at the clubhouse at 7 p.m. This time, I was in full uniform. Karen was already there, but she faltered mid-sentence when she saw the badge. "Good evening," I said. "I understand we're here to discuss backpack regulations." Karen pulled up a slideshow. She actually had a zoomed-in photo of Ethan's backpack. "This is the kind of eyesore that diminishes our values," she declared. When she finished, I stood up. I didn't apologize. I pulled out a folder. "This morning, Ms. Whitfield physically prevented a 10-year-old from accessing his bus. I have witness statements." She grabbed my arm as well. I showed the room the red marks. Under state law, this is simple assault. Furthermore, preventing a child from accessing school transport violates educational access statutes. Karen shot to her feet. "That's absurd. I was enforcing rules." "No HOA rule supersedes state law," I reminded her. "And I've reviewed the covenant. There is no provision regulating personal belongings or children's school supplies." I introduced County Inspector Davis. Karen's face drained of color. Davis stood up and mentioned selective application of regulations and harassment. Karen completely lost it. "This is a coup," she shrieked. "He's using his position to intimidate me." In a blind rage, she picked up her heavy binder of HOA regulations and threw it directly at my head. I sidestepped. The binder sailed past me and hit Inspector Davis squarely in the shoulder. The room went dead silent. I approached Karen. "Ms. Whitfield, please put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for assault on a county official." "You can't arrest me. I'm the HOA president," she wailed as I recited her Miranda rights. The board didn't even wait for me to lead her out. They called an immediate vote. Unanimous decision. Karen Whitfield is removed from the board, effective immediately. Karen was released on bail the next morning, facing misdemeanor assault charges and a restraining order. But the real kicker was the local news. They were waiting outside the courthouse. The story of an HOA president arrested for assaulting a police chief's child was too juicy to pass up. "No comment," she shrieked, shielding her face with her handbag. The camera caught every second of her meltdown. Karen's reign of terror was over. She wasn't remembered for her dedication to earth tones. She was remembered for her spectacular fall. Now, Ethan walks to the bus stop every morning with his Marvel backpack. The neighbors wave. The grass is still green, the property values are fine, and for the first time in 6 years, the neighborhood actually feels like a home.